Morning, Joe here from Digital Junkies. Now today is a pretty crazy exciting topic talking about AI and how ChatGPT and OpenAI is kind of reshaping the whole SEO world, the whole digital marketing world, and especially the content creation world. Now we could go into the power of GPT with programmers, language, and all the thousands of different things it can do. And Google releasing its version next week. But today specifically we're talking about how we can use it for SEO purposes, and I'm going to show you some pretty crazy tools. This is pretty new, so we're moving pretty quickly. Only released a month or so ago, and people are going crazy. I've been deep for about a week doing hours and hours of research, watching dozens of videos, and I think I've found some pretty cool stuff I can share with you, and it can help your SEO and the way that you create content. I guess some of the biggest things for SEO is how do you create really good content, and typically if you wanted to write a blog post or social media post or schedule your social media or even write content for your website, it is so time consuming, and in the past we've outsourced it to copywriters, which is really expensive, and then we still have to proofread them, and they're not like always that great. If you want to get a really good long 1,000-word blog post or something like that, whether it's on a guest blog network or something like that, it can cost hundreds, 300 or even more. And then especially what we're finding now is the backlinks are very contentious still, and trying to work out how to get your authority in your keyword, in your niche for your website is very difficult. So I'm going to show you some really hot tips and tricks. The really exciting one which I wanted to show you is an AI tool that optimizes your website, looks at your competition, and then gives you the backlinks that you need to outrank them on a particular keyword phrase. In the past, I just want to kind of show you what happened before AI. You'd use a typical tool like SEMrush or an audit software, and it would come back and it would give you, you can do your keyword research, look at your backlinks, and then they'll go to your webmaster, your web designer, and say you need to make these on-page changes. So this is just wanted to quickly flick through an example report before we jump into the really cool SEO stuff. So this report is dozens of pages long with dozens of errors and suggestions on speed, meta tags, title tags, H1, H2. There are literally a crazy amount. For anyone to even understand these reports is ridiculous, especially for the average business owner. So the first thing I'm going to show you, there's three things I'm going to show you. One is how to optimize thousands of pages on your website instantly, then find the backlinks that you need to beat your competition, and then how to generate content to put on guest blog posts. So as you can see, just flicking through here, I'm only halfway down, it just goes forever. Like this is a site that's a couple of hundred pages long, and it's coming back here. So once we put this particular website into the AI tool that we're using now, you can see it came up with 56,000 on-page recommendations. And when you click through into the recommendations, it'll give you a breakdown very similar to these long reports. But it goes into and explains it in a much easier way. So it'll go through, and the links are missing titles, internal link targets, on-page alt image titles. To do this traditionally takes dozens and dozens of hours, and optimized titles, and it goes into every single page and basically shows you what it currently is and what it should be. Now there's a whole bunch of other tools in here we're not going to get into, but once your site is in here, we can apply those changes within minutes instead of within weeks. And then once you pull all of your keywords in here, what we're going to look at is tracking your keywords. This will kind of show the current rank, the map rank, and the movement. So we can see here, this has only been going for a couple of weeks, and for the keyword florist, which has 201,000 views per month, the score, it gives you a score based on competition and the cost per click, and you can see in the last week we've jumped 86 spots positively to 14. So you can see that that is a massive jump. In the last kind of 3 weeks we've jumped 86 spots. Florist near me, the same, we've come up 17 spots. So you can see Flowers, Clayfield, we've got 2 spots. And this is with pretty much no backlinks, very limited SEO, just the on-page changes for this particular experiment. So we're using this across multiple clients and seeing some pretty amazing results just off on-page changes. And that kind of leads me to the next point of how you get this or very high traffic domain names above authorities in your niche. And the only way that that can be done is through content. And that content, the problem of what most people do is they go to an SEO company, the SEO company goes and builds backlinks after they've done the on-page stuff. But the backlink has to be high domain authority. It has to have a good percentage of guest bloggers that are related into your field, and to have an anchor link back there. So the way that we did in the past, we would pay $300-400 per link, and sometimes you need 3 or 4 links per month. So you're talking like a couple of $1,000s a month to compete on a guest blogger post. Okay, so we're going to use the flower example, and we're going to try and create a blog article to rank and get long tail keyword phrases. But I wanted to show you the most important thing when we're using AI generated content is that so Google can't detect that it is AI content. So I'm going to show you another amazing tool. Now this tool is a Chrome extension. I've written another blog about this, but the Chrome extension is AIPRM. So if you install this on your extension, it gives you a whole bunch of pre-written prompts that people have tested. And I'm going to use an example. How do I decide what flowers are best for my mum? So this is a longer tail keyword where we're in a high competitive market, and the kind of number one spot here, tips for choosing flowers at home, for home. So there's a whole bunch of research we can do here, but this is getting a bit of traffic. So we're just going to copy this, and we're going to go into Outrank article, and we're just going to punch in that competitor phrase, and it's going to write an entire blog post for us that is going to outrank this one. Now obviously there's some backlinks and a couple of other things we need to do, but initially this is doing the most time consuming hard part, and it's giving us our H1 tags, H2, and it's putting more keywords in there based on what we said about tips for choosing flowers. And then we're going to put that in our tool to see if it's unique. And then we've got a 1,000-word article for our flower blog that within weeks is hopefully going to be ranking in the kind of top 3 Google ranking. So we're just going to pause this for a second and just see what this comes back. So it's done a pretty wicked example of this. Tips for choosing the best flowers at home, for your home. Consider your style of your decor, take into account your home's lighting, consider maintenance, pick flowers, conclusion. So it's pretty good. We could copy and paste that and have an awesome blog post on our blog at the moment. So one of the main things I'm going to do is I'm going to copy what it's written, and I'm going to come over to our tool, and I'm just going to put it in here, and I'm just going to check if this thinks that it was written by AI. So 47% says it is, and I'm just going to go to my paid tool because this could be different, because this, I think this one, originality.ai, is a little bit better. So yeah, we've had some indiscrepancies here. This says 98% that it is an AI tool, and this one says 47%. So obviously this is an AI tool detecting AI. it's kind of going to go around in this crazy circle. But at the moment, this one's saying 98%. So I'm just going to try one thing for that because it's not looking too bad. I'm just going to ask it to rewrite it. And I'm going to say, can you be more engaging? Can you use active tense, shorter sentences, better objectives, show and don't tell, and have more compelling language, but really try and sell the topic. Okay, so AI wrote this, and I asked it to try again with that prompt. Now, I'm going to try this live now. I'm going to copy the rewritten one and just see what it has. So let's try the paid tool first, because I think this one is a lot more sensitive. Start a new scan. Let's put that in here, start scan. So 15% AI. So we've gone from 99% to 15%. And then we'll just punch it in this free tool. And this is going to tell us. So I think if 85% is original, I think that's safe to use this blog post. Use it on the website, use it on guest blogger networks. I think it's going to be pretty good. Human score, 100%. So just by telling GTP to rewrite it in that way, we now have 100% looks great human content. So what does that mean? It means we can now accelerate our SEO. If our competition aren't doing this, our competition is spending hundreds, if not thousands, where we can do this within minutes and share this to blog post networks. And blogger networks are also going to be onto this in the next few months or so, especially with Google's one launching next week. So I would recommend getting the content out as quick as possible, using other AI software, which is going to help rank your website. We have this, we have 20 licenses at the moment, so we've only got spots for another 5 in this particular software before we have to go up to the next plan. So combining this, the original content creator and backlinks, it's going to get like a pretty crazy year. I'm going to do a lot more stuff on this channel, so it would be cool if you could subscribe here or like this video and share it with other people, because AI is here to stay and 2023 is going to get pretty crazy.